From Zakham to Shifa, the Haram Police. Assalamu alaikum, beautiful souls, and welcome back to From Zakham to Shifa, our sacred space where wounds transform into wisdom, where judgment becomes compassion, and where the space between human rules and divine mercy becomes the birthplace of authentic faith. I am your sister on this journey of healing, and today I want to speak about something that has left too many of us feeling like strangers in our own spiritual home. Something that has made us question not our love for Allah, but our place among those who claim to love Him too. This is an episode about difference between guidance and policing, between faith and performance, between the Islam that lives in your heart and the Islam that gets weaponized in whispers and sideway glances. The Haram Police. We all know one or more. They patrol the borders of belonging, deciding who is Muslim enough, modest enough, practicing enough. They carry clipboards of judgment instead of hearts of compassion. When the mosque becomes a courtroom, I will share with you something that I experienced in a mosque. Something that upset me more than I expected. I walked into the mosque for Jummah prayer, dressed modestly in loose clothing that covered everything Islam requires to be covered. But it wasn't an abaya, a cloak worn by majority of Muslim women in Arabia. Within minutes, a sister approached me with a spare abaya, offering me to take it. When I politely declined, her eyes moved towards the back of the mosque, suggesting I move to the back. Her eyes carrying a mixture of concern and judgment that felt like a verdict I never asked to receive. I stood there, fully covered as Allah commanded, yet somehow not covered enough for human standards. And in that moment, I realized something heartbreaking. We have turned our houses of worship into courtrooms where your clothing becomes evidence of your character. The abaya, a beautiful cultural garment, had somehow become the universal uniform of respectability. But when did culture become religion? When did regional dress become divine requirement? And it wasn't just the abaya. It was the way she looked at my covered head, as if the fabric on my head determined the faith in my heart, as if Allah's love for me fluctuated based on my styling choices. I found myself wondering, when did we start believing that modesty had only one expression? When did we forget that the Quran speaks of modesty as a quality of the heart that manifests in countless ways? The performance of piety. Here is what breaks my heart about religious policing. It turns faith into performance. It makes us genuinely question the mask of cultural conformity. I have learned to hide my understanding of La ikraha fid deen. There is no compulsion in religion. This beautiful principle that should liberate us has become something I whisper only to myself, because speaking it aloud invites lectures about how I am too liberal or making excuses. But here is the truth I have discovered in my own journey. There is a profound difference between spiritual guidance and religious policing. Guidance comes with gentleness, whether you ask for it or not. But it never forces itself upon you. It plants seeds and trusts Allah to make them grow. Religious policing, on the other hand, is imposed whether you are seeking it or not. It demands immediate compliance and judges your worth by your visible conformity. I think of the story of the man who urinated in the Prophet's mosque. The companions wanted to stop him harshly, but the Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "Let him finish, then teach him gently." Even in the house of Allah, mercy came before judgment. Where is that mercy now? Where is that gentleness in how we treat each other's spiritual journeys? The gut check of authenticity. When the noise of everyone else's opinion becomes overwhelming, I have learned to return to something deeper, my gut feeling. I believe Allah gave us intuition for a reason, that inner compass that points towards truth when everything else feels confusing. My process has become sacred to me. I start with my gut, then I educate myself from authentic sources, and finally, I ask Allah to guide me to the path of those with whom He is pleased with. Sometimes I find myself following cultural practices on the surface, while acknowledging in my heart that they are not Islamic requirements. And yes, this creates internal tension. I wonder, does this make me less Muslim? Am I being authentic or just avoiding conflict? But then I remember that even the Prophet's companion had different interpretations, different approaches, different expressions of the same faith. Diversity of understanding wasn't seen as division, it was seen as mercy. A boat in the ocean. I haven't found those inclusive Muslim spaces yet. Sometimes I feel like a boat in the ocean, navigating between waves of judgment and islands of belonging that seem always just out of reach. But in this isolation, I have discovered something beautiful. My relationship with Allah has become more intimate, more personal, more real. When human communities fail us, divine companionship sustains us. I talk to Allah like I'm talking to a counselor. I explain what I feel, ask for help and guidance, and request comfort in my heart with my decisions. And if my decisions are wrong, I ask Him to guide me to what is right. This conversation, this raw, honest dialogue with my Creator has become more healing than any community approval ever was. The Quran says, "And whoever relies upon Allah, then He is sufficient for him." When the Ummah feels insufficient, Allah remains sufficient. The culture-religion confusion. Here is what I have also learned in my journey of questioning and seeking. People often confuse culture with religion, and cultural practices with divine commandments. This confusion becomes the foundation for so much religious policing. The hijab, the abaya, the way we eat, the way we celebrate, the way we mourn. So many of these practices carry cultural weight that gets presented as a religious requirement. And when you question the culture, you are accused of questioning the religion. But Islam came to all nations, all cultures, all times. It is meant to be universal, not confined to the cultural expression of any single region or era. The beauty of Islam is its ability to flourish in every soil, not its insistence on one particular garden. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "Make things easy, do not make them difficult." Yet we have made Islam so difficult, so narrow, so exclusive, that people fear adopting or expressing their religious values. When did we become gatekeepers instead of welcoming committees? When did we start building walls instead of bridges? Reclaiming sacred space. To my fellows, born as Muslims or reverts, who feel displaced in religious spaces, the mosque belongs to you too. The community is yours to claim. Don't let anyone's narrow interpretation make you feel like a stranger in your own spiritual home. And to those who find themselves policing others, remember, Allah did not appoint you as judges over people's heart. Your job is to perfect your own worship, not to audit everyone else's. My dear ones who carry Islam in your hearts but struggle to find home in Islamic spaces, you are not alone. Your faith does not need human validation. Your relationship with Allah does not require community approval. Keep asking questions. Keep seeking authenticity. keep choosing mercy over judgment. And before I end today's episode, I want you to ask yourself, when I strip away the fear of human judgment and the pressure to perform my faith for others, how does my authentic relationship with Allah look like? How can I honor both my genuine spiritual seeking and my need for community belonging? This is From Zakham to Shifa. Until we meet again, may you find peace in your questions and strength in your authentic seeking. Barakallahu fi. Wassalamu alaikum.